Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? As we always say, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah. Can you tell? Oh, yeah, you can tell there. Okay.
Yeah,
How's everybody doing today? We are back.
we are back once again.
Hopefully, this time Facebook won't kick us off. We didn't play no music this time, so we
Yeah.
should be good to go on Facebook. We are
That-
also streaming on Twitter at Pedro UK 17.
Yep.
At Pedro UK 17. We also are on YouTube at the Goddess Ministry. That's the Goddard's Ministry, one word. On YouTube, you can click and subscribe and like. You can put in your comments. You can do whatever you want to do. We want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wait a few seconds, see who joins in.
Yep.
Hopefully some folks will join in. And then we'll get to talking.
We'll get to talking. How was your day? How was your week?
My week was busy, as you know.
Yeah.
Been to London, been to Liverpool, just all over the place. I've been driving all over the UK
Yeah.
for job and for helping people. So, yeah, I had a really busy week. How was your week?
It was
Being
good.
home with the kids.
It was good. It was good. I can't complain. You know?
A little bit of rain. Got caught in a little bit of rain one day.
Drenched in rain.
Yeah, because you're spoiled because I pick up the kids and drop them off in
I
the
am
rain.
spoiled when it comes to that.
Yeah, at least you admit it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, and then what else? Yeah. So, what else went on? Did a program yesterday with Talking Point.
Oh, yeah. The radio.
Yeah, 5 to 7 on AdventistRadio.com online. You can also look at it at Facebook
Yep.
on the Ray Patrick. Did that yesterday. That was good. Had a good show.
Yeah.
And just this weekend just rested because
We needed
need
the
the
rest. We
I need the rest. You want
Yeah.
rest? You don't need no rest.
I always need rest.
For what? You're home.
See, you know what? You disrespectful. You straight up disrespectful for saying that.
Nah, I know you work harder than me. I tell everybody that.
Oh, you better say it.
Yeah, you work harder than
Say it
work
for
harder
what
than
it
a
is.
brother. All I do is drive and spend about 30 minutes in the house, and then I'm out. Maybe an hour,
Yeah.
and then I'm out and on to the next drive for another hour and a half or
Right.
an hour. So, yeah, you done. I got it easy. I get a break going to work. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the case. What else? Oh, by the way, yes, happy anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
That's right. 16 years of
Today is
pain
our
and suffering.
anniversary.
Pain and suffering, boy. I tell you.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
I
got
didn't
so
think
many,
that we was gonna make it this far.
You and me both. I
But-
got so many battle scars right now. I don't even know what to do with myself.
Oh my goodness.
I need
It's
to wear-
all good.
I need to wear a long sleeve shirt so
It's
that I can
all
cover up all
good.
the scratches and stuff.
But you know what? I'm so excited about our anniversary. I was just thinking when I got up this morning how blessed we were. How blessed we am. Am I saying it right?
How blessed we were.
Yeah.
How blessed we are.
How blessed we are. Yes.
There you go. Proper
To-
English, please. Come on.
How blessed we are to be, been together this long, as husband and wife, and the different experiences that we have had in over all this time is really, it's just a blessing.
Yeah.
It's totally a blessing. And I'm-
Especially when we got married in we met in February.
yeah,
Got married in October, so that's March, April, May, June, July, August, September,
yeah,
October. 8 months. And then we
Mm-hmm.
got married. And we got been together 16 years. Some people get married after being together for 5 years and then they get divorced in 2. So,
yeah. People don't stay married long no more.
nah, that's not a thing anymore.
Some people do. I'm not saying everyone, but some people
I think
don't stay married as long. It's like they only in there for the good, and then the next thing you know, they out.
sometimes the problem is that we are a human race of what have you done for me lately? And sometimes people don't like what the other person's doing, and instead of communicating and working it out, they
Right.
decide that maybe I can find something better, or they find somebody that gives them that false sense of security, and they leave to go to that person, and then they come to find out that they should just stay with the person that they was with in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot to do with it. I think people give up too easily sometimes. Marriage is hard. Marriage is work.
It is.
It's like a full-time job.
Yeah, it is.
I come home from work and then I gotta work with your emotional.
Likewise.
I'm not emotional. I'm stubborn.
Your men have emotions too.
I am. But I'm not emotional.
Men are whiners.
I'm
They
not
whine.
a whiner. No, I'm
they
not.
whine.
I'm not a. I
Just
whine
they
to you because
talk
when
about
I'm
the wives. What
this,
about
this
you
is a
guys?
funny thing. When I tell you something, you is like it don't work. But anyway, we're not gonna go there because we could be talking about that for the longest
Oh,
part
my
of the show.
Oh my goodness.
But whatever.
But marriage is what you make it.
I guess it is.
If you wake up every morning and decide I want to commit to this person, no matter what, good or bad, no matter if you get up and even if you had an argument the day before, and you decide, okay, I wanna be with this person. So that's something that you mentally have to do every day, and and actually, of course, pray and ask God to keep you along the way.
Yeah.
So it's never easy in marriage.
No, it's not.
You do have your good days, and then you have your bad days too. But
It's just trying to have better days than bad days.
right, but it's the bad days that people want to run away from.
True.
They
And
just
as soon as the bad days happen, they're like, "Oh, don't want to be in this bad situation. Let me get out."
yeah.
Don't want to fix it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to communicate. Just want to run the other way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And depending on what the situation is, some people want to stay and some people don't.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, we're gonna get started on what we came on to talk about.
Yeah.
Something kind of near and dear to our heart, our children.
I love your
I
children.
will preface this by saying that I do not like my children. None of them, not a one. They all get on my nerves. They all drive me up a wall,
Of course.
and they all don't listen. So I don't like them.
They wouldn't be
Now,
kids if they didn't
Now, there's a
listen.
difference between love and like. I do love them, and I do anything for them.
Everything.
Yeah, I try to do everything for them.
As much as
But
we
I
can.
don't like them at all. Just want to preface that with saying that I don't like them at all.
Oh.
But being said, we've been talking, you and I, this week about what we could talk about, and we thought about, let's talk about the kids and
Right.
a lot of the things that they went through. First off, we hadn't said this. This is the Pedro and Tower, Real and Raw.
Real and raw.
And let's pray.
Let's pray.
Would you like to pray?
Yeah. Lord, thank you so much for this live, and Lord, for whoever would join, or whoever listened to this on a podcast. Lord, we asking you, Lord, to let them be blessed by what we're saying, and hope it encourages someone or helps someone, Lord. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, so on that note, we're going to talk about the children.
The children.
We have 3 children of our own, and I have 2 children that are older, that are adults now.
Yeah.
And to be fair, throughout the whole time, I've treated all my children the same. I try to treat them all equally.
Right.
I don't give any favoritism to one or the other. I feel that's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
When it comes to the children, we want to talk about this because our children are unique in the sense of that, since you're from Alabama
Right.
and I'm from Bermuda, but then I grew up in New York, and then we moved to Bermuda, and then we came into the UK, as we have already expressed and told and said in previous podcasts and videos.
Right.
Our kids have had the opportunity to experience different aspects of schools, culture, environments,
Right.
ethnicities, just different all around dialect, attitude. And it's been hard. It's been hard for them to adjust at times. They've had to adjust, and then it seemed like when they adjusted, then they removed again.
Yeah. That was hard.
Yeah, that was hard. We've been here for 4.5 years, almost 5.
Yeah.
So they seem to now be adjusted here,
Right.
and excuse me, not not sorry, not what's the word? No plans of moving anytime soon.
God
because
will. God,
God willing.
with God.
Yes,
Yeah.
God willing.
Not away
but-
from the country, at least. Basically,
Yeah.
that's what you're saying. Yeah.
But I just want to, bringing up kids is hard enough in itself.
Right.
But then when you bring up kids and you're doing a lot of moving, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of back and forth,
Right.
different places, we don't think of the kids sometimes, or how they have to adjust to the schools,
Right.
to the friends, to the people, to the environment that they're in.
Right.
And our children have done a wonderful and excellent job. Pedro was born in New York.
Yep.
He lived in the States for about a year. And then we moved to Bermuda. And then when we came to Bermuda, he was a baby, so he kind of grew up and he learned all his things in Bermuda. Then Sky and Kai were born also in Bermuda.
Right.
So they learned the Bermudian way, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to, as they grew up, Bermuda's a wonderful place to be because it is a very family-oriented and family-driven and a very family. I'm saying
Oriented?
family too much.
Right.
It's a place that you can raise your children in a safe environment and things of that nature.
Right.
Then we moved in 2009. Then about 2016, 17,
Yeah.
you decided to move to the States.
Yeah.
And they went to the States and they went to a school.
Y'all see what we mean, the children in the background?
Then they went to the school in Huntsville. And what happened when they went to Huntsville?
They had a good experience.
They had
in
a good
Huntsville.
experience, but then
Yeah.
they did not like the school that they was in. We paid all that money to put them in the school. Didn't like it. Lost all that money. But I'm not harping on anything.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
You need to let that go.
Let it go. You gonna pay
Yeah.
me back that money?
It ain't what you talking about.
Whatever.
All I
Pay me
do.
back. Oh, that don't mean nothing. Pay me back money, woman.
Whatever.
Shoot. Anyway.
Your money is my money.
No,
Get that right.
No.
All right,
no.
then. That's what I thought.
Whatever. Anyway, so we got that going, and then we went to. That's when they first encountered. Can I say this? That's when they first encountered the opposite race.
Right.
They had been around African Americans, black folks, the majority of their lives, and then that's when they went to a school. What was the name of that school?
Which one, in Huntsville?
Yeah, the Caucasian school. Doesn't matter.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It's like a pirate type of school.
It was some kind of private school.
Yeah.
Private school. Yeah.
I can't remember.
So yeah, we went to the school and they engaged in being around Caucasian people, white people. Can I say white people?
Yeah, you can say
we
white
can
people.
Okay, cool. Yeah, last time I said a word and he was like, "Don't say that word." So I'm making sure.
Yeah.
All right, so they was around white people, and that was an experience for them because they had never dealt with that.
Right.
So
Been around, yeah.
yeah, being around in a white school. Mm-hmm. So Pedro and Sky both in thing, both started that school and they liked it,
Yeah.
and then Huntsville kind of fell through. So then you moved to Birmingham, and then they went to an all black school, which was a ghetto school. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I do apologize, but
this is the
the
thing. You had
school-
different children coming from the projects and different things
Yeah.
to this school
that
they
school
went
was
to.
rough.
The only thing is that my son got bullied, which I didn't like because they was like, "Oh, you think you smart? You think he had curly hair, and they call him a Mexican child because I hate when people say to me, "Are you they nanny?" No, I'm not they nanny. I'm they mother. How disrespectful is that for someone to say, "Are they my child?" So,
Sorry,
come on, you got to focus.
I am focused.
So so what I was saying was, you made me forget my whole thought.
He was being bullied.
He was
And
being
you didn't
bullied
like
at the
it.
school, so I had to go up there a lot and talk to the teachers and have meetings and stuff like that. And at this one incident, he actually got pushed at the school on the playground. Like these boys thought they was going to jump him, and so he was always kind of nervous. Like, he always had a nervous spirit to me because he always like, "Mommy, I don't know if I like it," and I'm like, "Well, how you doing in school?" So I didn't want it to affect his grades, which it didn't. It was just the fact of him being able to make friends. I think that was the hardest part, being in Birmingham and at an all black school and went to an all white school in Huntsville, then going back to a black school, that was hard. And then the kids bullying him and all that type of situation. So he had a real nervousness about him. So the teacher called me and was like, let's meet. And because he always did his projects, I always made sure they had everything, in place.
He didn't have a nervous problem.
Right.
He has your nerves.
Yeah, he does have my nerves. But the
garbage.
point is, he wanted to have friends, but the kids there was just different.
But no, it's not that. I think we brought him up in a Christian home, so he has a Christian spirit. He has a spirit of, I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
He does lie, but he has a, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell the truth. He would tell, if something happened, he would say what happened.
Right.
If the teacher asked him, he wouldn't make a lie and say, oh, this is what happened, or this is what did not happen.
Right.
So he had that spirit of a Christian spirit because the way we raised him. So he didn't believe in lying and telling fibs and
Right.
just trying to get by doing something he shouldn't be doing. He always tried to do the right thing.
Right.
And in that particular school, that was a no. Everybody was doing the wrong thing, and then they would say, oh, he's a goody two shoes and
yeah, they
all that
only
good
because
stuff
they
like
they
that.
call him the teacher's pet, and the teacher
Yeah.
liked him. He was, and I'm talking about my
Well,
child. He was
teachers-
a smart boy. So he he
No,
did
that
his
was
work
that
and
was
did
it
what
too,
he had
but it
to
was
do.
other things. Teachers
Yeah.
like our children because they're respectful.
Yeah, they
People
yes
don't like-
ma'am. They yes
people don't
ma'am and no
like-
ma'am.
People don't like disrespectful children.
No, they
They don't
don't.
like children that go and curse you out and
I
tell
know
you
one
off.
thing. The teacher was like, she told me. She said, "I made your son hit those boys back," and I was like, she said she put the kids in a line. And she made Pedro punch each
Now,
one.
see, that's the ghetto part of Alabama, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Alabama in the house. That's what I'm saying. Now, that would not happen over here in the UK.
You best
And
believe.
that wouldn't happen over in Bermuda either. They
No,
wouldn't have
no,
been
no.
put them in a line and hit them back.
No.
They'd have been like, what? No. That's no.
Not finna happen.
Mm-mm.
Oh, my cousin.
So-
Hi, Marilyn.
So that's the cousin part
Right.
that I'm talking about. I'm not cousin. That's the culture part that I'm
Culture
talking
part.
about.
Right.
See, that Alabama boy, that's why I said that school was, even the teachers were a little, conk.
Yeah. It's
so-
totally different here in the UK, though.
But we're gonna get to that.
Yeah. Okay.
So then we like I said, we went there, and he didn't like that school. He hated that school. He was so glad when we moved.
he really was. He
Where
was
did
like
we move? Where did we move from?
after we left Birmingham,
We came here.
we came to the we
Yeah,
came
we came
here.
to the UK.
Came to the
Yeah,
UK.
we came to UK.
But even you know what? Even when we finally moved to the UK and he went to a Muslim, was it a Muslim school, right?
No, it was a regular school. It had a mixture of whites and
Yeah.
Asians. They
Right.
don't call them Muslims. Asians.
Okay, sorry.
Asians, whites,
What's the
a
difference?
little bit of blacks.
Okay.
Because they considered it's like Pakistan, Indian, but they're not Muslims. But
Either
yeah,
way,
they just call them Asians.
Right,
Over
either
here
way,
they call
when-
them Asians. They don't say.
yeah, it was a
Muslims.
school that we lived in Bolton in UK. When he went to when the girls, Pedro and his sister went there, and
Sky.
I said Sky.
You said his sister.
Okay, and Sky went there.
Thank you.
So they went to this school in Bolton. I didn't realize that my son was having a hard time until after we actually moved from Bolton. And he told me one day, he was like, Mom, when I went to that school in Bolton, I didn't have no friends there. I was like, why? He was like, during playtime, none of the children would play with him. So the playtime was when his sister came out. They had playtime together. So when his sister came out, him and his sister played together on playtime, which I didn't know none of this was going on because they never communicated that with me. Even when I picked them up and was like, how was school? How was everything? They never said, well, Pedro never mentioned to me, Mom, I'm not having a good time. I'm not making friends. And, he was having a hard time just blending in. And that's one thing I love, that he had a sibling that was close in age, that he was able to share, his school experience with, especially even now that he's in high school and here in the UK, they both are now. And I think it's a better for him now. He his attitude is better. I think it's seeing his sister at school or seeing
Yeah,
someone that
jumping
you know.
ahead.
But yeah, am I? But I'm
You are
getting
jumping
back to my
ahead.
point.
No, you lost your point and jumped
But
ahead.
I'm getting back to my point. So my point was,
Gotta reel you in and keep you in line. Sheesh.
my point was that when he was at the school in Bolton, he just had a hard time fitting in, and that kind of hurt me as a parent because I want to be able to, how you want to fix everything, but you can't. So I just told him, I said, I wish you would have said this something to me. Maybe I could have talked to the teacher, or maybe we could have came up with some type of plan or something. But the communicating with the teachers out here is different. You know what I mean? Not that they don't care, but they have a different way of expressing how they are.
Okay, so again, you're still jumping. Anyway, so he came out here. He didn't like the school. We didn't like the school either. It took us a while to get into school because they was oversubscribed, which means there was too many kids in the area for the schools that they had in the area of the place you lived.
Right.
So they then we moved to Halifax, and came to another school that was predominantly Asian, and they absolutely loved that school. The teachers there were really good.
Right.
The kids, they adjusted to the kids. They adjusted there very well, and they liked that school. Then they went on to what did they go on to? They went on to he went on to graduate from the school, as Sky did too, just last year. Now she's in the school from now.
Right.
And when he left that school 3 years ago, he went to another school, which is an all-white school. And no skin in the game. Those folks never seen black people before in their life.
I'm telling you.
His first year was rough. He got bullied a lot.
Right.
He got bullied a lot. He got chastised a lot. He got picked on a lot. And because he's such a spirit of, I'm not going to do anything, because he does have a temper, but he tries to really reel it in.
Right.
He would just take the punishment and not say anything.
Right.
And then
but that was the first time he experienced racism.
Right, then he started to experience racism in that first year, and that's why we did This Is Now. We did a show where we had a bunch of people. Thank you again for singing.
Right.
We did a program, and he talked about his experience with the racism.
Right.
And the teachers in the school, or the head teacher, did not understand what we was talking about.
Right.
So moving on, then the second year was a little bit better, but it actually worked out kind of weird because of the pandemic. And during the pandemic, he got a chance to become friends with more people in the school, and even developed some friends that wasn't really his friends, but he was so desperate to have friends, he started to have them as his friend, even though we was telling him they're really not your friend.
Right. He actually started acting like them.
And started acting like them. And we was like, and we're a very disciplined family. We don't play that game. Like, if I took him to the doctor one day to have something checked, and the doctor was like, asked him a question. He was like, yeah. And I was like, I was like, yeah, what? And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, doctor. I'm like, don't play because you're in the doctor's office. And the doctor looked at me and just chuckled. And I was like, I will embarrass you in front of this doctor. She will be take care of something else, because I'm as they say, hit you in the head to the white meat shows or something like that. Boy, you don't play that game. Don't be telling something. Yeah,
to the white meat.
Yeah, to the white meat. Remember? You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I'll beat you. I'll knock your head to the white meat shows, or something it was some phrase like that. But I knew it was white meat show. Yeah. So
you've been around me too long, I swear. I know that's what it is.
My my daughter has just come down to me. She can't find her glasses.
Don't worry, we'll look for them later.
Okay, bye. We tell them we're doing the show. Leave us alone for just an hour. You got all the food. You got anything you need upstairs. But they still come down and bother us. They still don't
give us this hour.
Nope.
But so this question that my cousin said, Marilyn, she said, Tara, the kids are never going to fit in because they were born to stand out. So once they realize they are special, it will become easier for them. I totally agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's what we tell them. We tell them that they're children of God. Mm-hmm. And that they are special in their own right, and not to change the way they are. And for case of point, my daughter Sky is definitely different.
She's a Gemini all the way,
that
baby.
Girl, it's not even being Gemini. That girl is just different in all aspects of life. That girl don't play no games. She don't take no mess. We'll get to that part in a minute. That's a little further down, but yeah. But real quick about Pedro. So then he went into the bullying and everything,
right?
And then the pandemic hit, and it kind of eased up because he wasn't going to school. So when he went back in the second part of last year, he had some friends that were just racist, and he didn't quite understand that. And we would see it, and we was trying to tell him, and he was so intent on. Actually, first, because he was bullying so much, he actually considered taking a knife one day. But he came and told us, "Look, I want to take this knife to protect myself."
He did, and I was looked at
and
him
we was like, "No." We was like, "We can't, Pijo. You cannot do that." We prayed a lot with him.
Yeah.
We talked to him a lot.
We have to pray for our
confided with
children.
him. We prayed for him all the time, and we said, "Look, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna work this out."
Right.
And I would go up to the school and talk to the school and be like, "Look, this is happening," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, we'll look into it." Yeah, right. You ain't looking into nothing.
Right.
And then finally, like I said, the second part, the pandemic hit, so he got a break. He started to play with some of his friends on PlayStation.
Right.
And he developed some friends that were not friends because they were still being racist towards him.
Right.
And I don't even know if they realized they was being racist, because I'm a person of, is it pessimistic?
Optimistic.
Either one of those words. But I'm the type that I give the benefit of the doubt until I'm absolutely sure you know what you're doing. And they didn't. They thought that they was. I don't know what they thought they was doing, but they'll only have his picture up on the WhatsApp chat, and they'll put stuff like. I mean, one time they put a statement up saying, Pedro is a Negro.
Yeah, Pedro is a Negro.
Something.
Pedro, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And when we
And I
found
was
out
like,
about
what
it,
is this? So I texted him. I said, "Who put this up?" I said, "Don't be putting nothing up about my son about being a Negro and this." And they, I will get on his phone, because, by the way, we check their phones
all the time.
all the time. We don't play that. I paid for the phone; it's mine. You're just borrowing it.
That's right.
I don't play that
We
until
check
they
everything.
can buy their own phone, and even then I'm gonna check their phone. Maybe
Checking
not
it.
as much, but until they can buy their own phone. If I give them a phone, that phone is the legal property of the Goddards. Okay, just want to make that point out. So we check their phones, we check their WhatsApp,
Right.
and we will go. And we was like, what is this? So finally, we told Pedro, "Hey, you know what? You need to cut all your friends.
Cut
Cut
them
every
off.
last one of them.
Every last
And
one.
if any of them want to be your friends, then they will contact us, and then we can have a discussion."
Right.
So he cut them off, and it was weird. When he cut them off, you could see the weight of the world just taking off his shoulders. He became such a different kid, because he was really becoming, well, he was being a little disrespectful, and
Even to us.
and trust me, there was not a pretty picture when he was disrespectful to us.
And when he was disrespectful to me, I called you. I was like,
One time, and I'll say this on the radio, one time I
don't
remember.
say it.
What? I'm going to say it. If they have a problem, if you want to call me, call me. If you want us to have a problem, you can reach us at thegoddessministry@gmail.com. You can email me. You can leave a number. You can whatever, and we can have a discussion. I have no shame in this. One time my wife called me and said, Pedro just told me off or did something, slamming doors and stuff. I said, okay. I was out at work because I was working in the field. I came home, went upstairs. I laid the wood. And then I just walked right back out the door. I said, I'll see you in a few minutes. I walked back out, went back to work.
Right.
I don't play that. See, the problem that I have with this world, and it's out here in the UK more than anything, is that they don't believe in whooping children.
They don't.
And I don't even mean whooping. They don't believe in spanking children.
No, they
or
don't.
even like touching them. Or like, let's talk. No, it's not, and Ty will tell you, I'm the
only
talker.
so much talking.
But the funny thing is, I'm the talker. I would
Right.
talk and talk and talk. And I would be like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
Talk to me. What's going on? What's the problem? Tyler's more like, where's the belt? I'm ready. Let's go. But I'm not like that. I'm actually the talker. But once I lose it, they know. Once they see that red come across my face, and once they see that look in my eyes, they're like, Peter will be like to Sky. He'll be like, Sky, you need to relax.
You need to relax.
You need to calm down, because Daddy's at that point. He's right there. I see it. They know when I'm at that point.
Right.
So, like I said, he got rid of the friends, and only one person contacted us, and we went and had a discussion with the mother, and then they're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
Very good friends.
So he ended up having one friend out of
One
the
friend
whole
out
situation.
of the whole, out of about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So then when what happened? Then when that happened, he went back to school. It goes back to what you was talking about earlier, and that was when he started school this year. He seemed to have a confidence above himself more than anything. I think he's finally turned the corner.
Yeah.
Where he has that confidence where he's now like, I'm okay.
Right.
He now has adjusted and learned how to deal with white folks. And he actually had a situation. Was it this year or last year?
Like
It was a weird thing. He actually had a situation with another black girl in the school.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was this year.
And
it was earlier.
And the reason why I tell this story is only because he had a situation with the black girl in the school.
Right.
And I don't remember the exact particulars.
And
but
there's
somehow,
not that many black people in the school.
Somehow he disrespected the black girl.
Right.
By saying something, not intentionally. It just happened.
Right.
And the funny thing is, when this happened, the teacher that I've been telling this about the racism in the school, which is weird, came to me and said, because it was also with some white kids too.
Right, it was.
Said, you know, Mr. Goddard, I finally see what you're talking about.
Right.
And I looked at him like,
finally?
Really? Dude, I've been telling you this for like years. I've been telling you that you have a racist school problem. You have racist kids in your school for years. Now you're talking about, now you see the problem. Now you want to do something about it?
Right. But it's not until sometimes situations have to happen sometimes for people to then see. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Not all the time people are going to see it right away.
Because they honestly, they used to look at me as the angry black dude. But the thing was that I would go to the school, and one thing I learned, because I'm dealing with white folks and different types of folks all my life, working in the healthcare, I would always go up there and be calm.
Right.
Never get angry. Always be calm. Be like, look, this is the situation. We need to try to fix it. Let's have a discussion.
Right.
And talk and talk and talk. Like I said, I'm the talker. Tyler's the one that's like, let's get to, let's go bump heads and, shoot first, ask questions later. But I'm always like, let's ask the question.
I think got better.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much. But like I said, so when Sky and him now go to school now.
Yeah, he in his third year now, and she's in her first year.
And that's where I get to the story about Sky.
Right.
Is that Sky had a situation the other day where this girl pushed her. So what did Sky do? She pushed her back. Didn't even think twice. Pushed her back.
Sky don't play no games, baby.
She said that girl thought I was easy. She was like, you ain't pushing me. I don't know who you are. You don't know who my mom and my daddy is. She said, I'm gonna push you back. So she pushed her back. And the girl hit her chair against her desk. So Sky took her desk and hit the girl back in the chair. Mm-hmm. And the girl hit her head on the desk. And I don't mean to laugh, but I was like, Sky, really? And she's like, well, she just looked back and she was mad at me for the rest of the day. Yeah, okay. Then she's like, we're going to fight. So Sky was like, all right, when we're going to fight, let's fight.
Let's do it.
Let's do
this, baby.
Yeah, she went the next day ready to fight. Girl's like, no. Oh, I'm not. Go ahead.
Sky told me, Mom, fix my hair. Put my locks back in the ponytail for me this morning. I was like, Sky, you are not going to fight nobody. Well, I said, but if you do, you better not come back beat up. That's all I'm saying. I said, if you fight, you better win. And I'm not playing. You better come back.
You win and you lose.
I said, you better be busting some heads.
But you sometimes, I've lost a lot of fights and I've won fights. Anyway.
I said, you better be busting some heads. But anyway, so I had pulled her hair back in the ponytail like she asked. And so she was ready, baby. She was pumped up. She ate her breakfast. I said, let me fix you a full breakfast just in case your stomach can be full and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you're encouraging her to fight. You didn't tell me all of this.
But look, I'm watching.
Don't be encouraging our children to fight.
I'm not encouraging her to fight.
Yes, you are encouraging.
I'm just making sure.
These people are going to think that we tell our children, go out there and fight.
Peter, that's not what I'm saying. All I told her, and I did have a discussion. I said, Sky, we prayed before she went to school like we always do. And I told her, I said, Sky, refrain from fighting. But do not hit first. If she hit you first, that's different because now you in defense mode. You get what I'm saying? So when in defense mode, do what you got to do. But don't come back beat up. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, so she gets to the school and the girl's like, I'm not feeling well and something. So long story short, they didn't fight.
They didn't fight.
But that just shows a difference. Guy's first year of school and she's already, like...
18.
She's already like, yo, I'm gonna handle my business. She's not afraid of anything.
No.
I think part of it too is because she has an older brother in the school, so she knows that he'll come to her defense.
Right.
So I think that's what makes her a little bit more like, I got this. But
I said now, what she said. Now, don't be prepping your child to fight. I'm not.
I just said that. See, I told you
I was
somebody.
not-
You know, Edda gonna say
Wait
that.
a minute. I was not prepping her to fight.
Hey, Edda.
I only encouraged her only because I didn't want her to go. I wanted her to feel confident. You see what I'm saying? I wanted her to feel as much confidence that she needed, because then we never know what's going to happen. And I told her to watch your back. You see what I'm saying? People can come from you from the back, from the side. She got to be ready. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Hi, Denise.
What did Denise say? I can't
So
read it from
Denise said, "That's right, Tara. Win the fight. You already know." Denise, I'm like, you better. All I'm saying is do what you got to do, boo boo. That's it.
Yeah, win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went on to so that's pretty much, I guess the whole discussion was pretty much based on, it's just the different coaches that we have in the different places. Like I said, so we was in Alabama, and the teacher lined up the kids and had Pedro hit them back because she liked them. Then we went to Bermuda.
That's right, Denise.
Bermuda's very not conservative. They'll have a discussion. They was more intuitive with the parents.
Right.
But I mean, I'm not saying that bullying didn't happen in Bermuda either, because it did.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But not to
like
our children.
like your cousin Marilyn said. You know, one thing, it's just the way it is, and we didn't plan it this way. But our children are different. Our children are just not to us. That's what we're going to get into. Not into us. Our children, to us, they're not disrespectful, but they just don't listen.
I don't think no child listen.
But they listen to other people. When we have other people watch our kids, they're like, "Oh, they were such sweethearts. They were so helpful."
You know, they always good with other people.
And I'm like, what? My child? They did what? They actually
always-
washed the dishes. They did without being told. Like what? They took out the garbage without you telling. What? Like,
you know, kids are different when they around other people. But that's good,
Man.
because you better show that we raising you. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, because they know
be
we don't
acting
play that
fool.
either.
That's all I'm saying.
They already know.
You
They
better be
come
on
back
your
home,
best
they get a bad
behavior.
report. It is gonna be chank and everything else.
Denise said she's sorry. She just tuned in. It's okay, Denise. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everyone
cool.
is here on this live,
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining.
and everybody listening on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was like, what the heck? Like, but no, our kids are really good. I'm really proud of our kids. Our kids are excellent young people who are growing up, and through the grace of God, we're trying to raise them the right way and raise them in the way God would want them to be. I should say.
Right.
We did have a situation with you. Our daughter one day, Sky. We didn't talk about Kaya yet. Kaya is a different breed, because Kaya, even though she's 7, Kaya knows what she wants. This girl, I've never seen a young person or a young child know what they want at such a young age. She actually wants to be baptized. That's first off.
I'm really happy about
thing.
that.
She wants to be baptized, and we asked her all the questions. We asked her why. She said because she loves God and she wants to go to heaven.
And she have been having
And
Bible studies too.
And we have our Bible studies with our worship. So we've been studying with her as a family.
Right.
And then she decided to become a vegetarian because she didn't want to kill the chicken. So she had a chicken.
She didn't want to kill no animal.
She grew a chicken this year. Yeah, it was this year or last year.
It was this year.
Whatever it was, whatever, yeah. But she grew a chicken, and she said God wouldn't want her to kill the chicken, so she doesn't eat chicken or fish anymore. She just eats plant-based foods or vegetarian food, or she eats natural. Mm-hmm. And she makes sure when we're cooking, is that vegetarian? Yes, Kaya.
You sure that's
Are you
vegetarian?
sure? Yes, Kaya. Well, I'm not sure. Well, it is, Kaya. Like, we have to show her the box sometimes. To be like, look, see, this is the box. This is the bag.
It's just like you supposed to believe us. We your parents. We wouldn't give you something
She
we
don't,
told us.
she don't believe us.
You better get yourself
that
together.
That chick thinks we be trying to harm her or something, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But
Hi,
so,
Joelle. Joelle, say hi.
Hey, guy. Hey, Joelle. So this girl comes home, goes to school, and doesn't want to do something in school. And so when she gets home, she was being very disrespectful to the teacher.
Yeah, she was.
She gets home, and I'm like, we're not gonna deal with this, Kai. You're not gonna be disrespectful. I say, look, you disrespectful again, you're gonna get spanks. I said a whooping. Well, this chick goes to school the next day and tells the counselor.
Yeah, tell the counselor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm scared for my life. Oh, why are you scared for your life, Kaya? Cause if I'm bad again, my daddy said he's gonna whoop me.
And my mama did. My mama said she was gonna beat me.
So
was
next
like,
thing you know,
Oh
next
my
thing we know, the next day,
goodness. She
the
threw
next
up us
day,
under the bus.
I'll let you tell the story. So the next day you go to school, and then what happened?
So the next day, my mom is on, hi, Mom. So my mama said, send her granddaughter. I will. I will mail her to you.
Oh yeah, if anybody want any of our children, you can have them. I will drive them to you. I will get them to you first class. Take them.
So,
I want the house to myself anyway. Would you take my wife too?
Oh, wait just a second.
It's our 60th anniversary, but yeah. But anyway, peace out.
You're supposed to be nice today. It's our anniversary.
I told you it's not about. I'm supposed to be nice every day. It's not just one particular day. You always just birthdays and stuff. Oh, you gotta be nice to me on this. No, I don't gotta be nice to
Okay,
you.
let's go back to what I was saying about Kaya.
Anyway, go ahead.
So Kaya, I went to the school. I walked Kaya to school that morning. And then when I got there, it was two teachers standing outside, which was unusual. I didn't pay really no attention. But I noticed that they both was walking up to me slowly. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, what is going on? And they was like, oh, Miss Goddard, we need to speak to you for a second. Because, it's about Kaya. She's doing okay in school. We just want to speak to you about some things about her. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And thank you, Sonia. Sonia's a happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And so anyway, what I was saying, I was walking up the stairs to go into the conference room at the school. And as I was in there, I was waiting on the other lady to come back that was with her, because they always have two teachers together when they talking to a parent. So as I was sitting there, I was feeling a bit nervous, like in my spirit. And just like God was saying to me, Tara, you need to prepare yourself or whatever. So I'm sitting there, and so the counselor came to me and say, Tara, we talked to you about Kaya because she said that you guys spank her and hit her and whoop her. And I was like, we haven't done that in a while. I said, it's something that we have done, but it's not something that, we do continuously. But I said, it's something that we do, a part of our discipline that we do for our children, because that's part of our culture and what we used to. But apparently over here in the UK, that's not something that they tolerate from parents to the type of discipline that we use to discipline our children.
Because they believe in talking.
So she was like, Kaya was, was just saying that she was afraid and everything. And I said, well, have you seen any bruises on her or anything? And they was like, not to have she showed any signs of, what you call it, Pedro? Have she showed any signs of abuse to you? Mm-hmm. Besides the time that she told you that she was, that we whooped her. And she was like, no. I said, all the other sessions that you have had with Kaya, have she expressed that we have did anything to hurt her? She said no. I said, so out of this one time she come to you and say something to you, you know what type of parents we are. We very upfront. We come and talk to you at the school if anything going on with our children or whatever. We not the type of parents that's gonna just be quiet. So as I was sitting there, I was feeling kind of offended in a way, and so I started crying, and I just couldn't keep my tears back, because I was like, I never ever do anything to hurt my children. Never ever. I would never do anything to hurt them, to harm them, period. And I couldn't even get all the words out of my mouth. I was getting all choked up and everything. And so they sat there and they were just looking at me. So I said, so I have a question for you guys. So how do you chastise your children? Do you whoop them? Have you ever spanked them? No, we never put our hands on our children. We never spanked them. We never done anything. We just talk to them. We take away their
I'm
things.
pretty sure those kids are some bad
and I had
kids.
said, and mind you, the kids here in the UK are very rude. Am I lying, Peter?
Nope.
Now, it is some kids here.
No, there's some good kids.
Now, I'm not saying all children.
No, not
But
all.
I'm saying the children that we have came across up in
I've
North.
come across some good kids.
No, I'm talking about up here where we live, though.
No, it's everywhere. I just think the culture here is that of, because of all the different things that's happened in the past years
Right.
in the UK. It's just frowned upon. They don't, believe in chastising or even spanking the kids, because
Thank you, Carla.
the first thing kids will say is, you're mentally, I'm mentally exhausted, or you're mentally, abusing me, or
Right.
something to that effect.
Right.
But no, but I know it really upset you, because you called me crying.
Right. I
and
was
all
really
upset.
upset. And I told them, I said, and so the counselor lady had told me, well, you need to make sure that, you guys don't do that, because it'll be a mental thing for her, that she'll remember, not necessarily, she'll remember that, oh, my parents want to hurt me type of thing. And I said, I never want my daughter to ever think, even in her mental state, that we'll harm her in any type of way. I just want her to know, because she had got in trouble at school. She wasn't listening at home. When we tell her to do something, she got into her mode.
She's got your stubbornness.
And so it took us a long time to say, okay, I'm going to give you licks now. And when I did give her the licks.
No, it wasn't even that. We said that only because we can deal with her having a tantrum.
Right.
We can deal with her not, because she's very particular. She can't do something, she gets upset, and it turns into a tantrum because she can't do something. She doesn't always express herself the way we say, just talk.
Right.
The reason why we said this is because the one thing we don't tolerate at all, which we talked about before, is disrespect.
Right.
You're not going to be disrespectful to nobody else. You're going to be disrespectful to us, we'll deal with it. You're going to be disrespectful to somebody else, even to us. Being disrespectful, we can handle them being disrespectful to us more than them being disrespectful to somebody on the outside.
Right.
If they're disrespectful to somebody on the outside, it's hell to pay, because that's a no-no.
Right.
Because like I was just telling the other night, the one thing you have in life is your word.
Right.
The one thing you have in life is your upbringing and the way that you are towards people. And if you're rude to somebody else, they will hold that against you, because as we all know in this world, and it's human nature, I could do 100 things nice. The one wrong thing I do, that's all people remember me for.
Definitely.
And I've come to accept that. It doesn't bother me.
People remember the good.
People are gonna always remember the bad. It don't bother me. I'm a bad person. Hey, whatever. But guess what? If you need help, I'm gonna still help you.
Mm-hmm. You're not a bad person.
I'm being for the purpose of this discussion.
I know what you mean. Okay.
Follow with me, woman. Why I gotta lead? Would you like me to hold your hand and lead you through this?
Kevin,
like I said.
Hi, Kevin. Kevin said, clear your throat.
Yeah. So what's up, Kev? Long time to hear from, brother. What's going on?
Yeah.
That's what's he again? I don't want to say it on the air.
Okay, keep going on with what you were saying.
Our other baby daddy.
Keep going.
Yeah. So like I said, man, like we're not gonna deal with no disrespectful kids. Nobody gonna be disrespectful.
Right.
So that's why we said this to her. So that's what we said. You're going to get a whooping if you're disrespectful again.
Right. So I think she got mad at us because we took her phone and her iPad and all that stuff away. So she got mad at us. And when she went to school the next day, she said, you know what? I got something for them. And
yeah, because they've been telling them at the school. That's the other thing. They all they tell them is, oh, if they hit you, you can call this number. Call the number. That's one less person that I got to feed. That's one less person I got to take care of. Call that number. I'll be okay. Call that number.
I say, look, you call the number. Ain't nobody going to love you and treat you the way we do. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to do you the way your parents do. You know?
Yeah, I know.
And that's true. And so when I got home, I called Pedro and I was crying. I said, Pedro, I think they're going to try to take our kids away from us. What we going to do?
Like they ain't going to take our kids away from us. They take our kids, let them
Only
take
because
them.
the way they came to me by myself and they kind of threw me up against the wall.
Yeah, so then they ain't throw them against the wall. You act like they was like, boom.
No, I mean, in this
on the wall, spread them.
No, I mean, in this
pat you down.
I mean,
you got any knives, any drugs, anything on you? Like, you got anything on you? Like,
no, I mean, in the sense of,
got a belt on you?
I felt like they kind of put me in this room and they interrogated me.
They did do that. But that's why that goes to the next part of the story is that when I found this all happening, I saw how upset my wife was. My wife would tell you I'm just not a patient man when it comes to stuff like that. So I called him and I said, look, we need to have a meeting. So we went and had a meeting next couple of days. And I left work early, I think, to come to the meeting. And we sat down and I said, first of all, I don't appreciate you bringing my wife into this. I said, next time you have something to discuss with my wife or something concerning something like this, you need to have us both present.
Right.
If it was just my wife and I wasn't around, okay, fine, but I'm around. So you all need to next time don't do no silliness like this and not do that to my wife because you really put her in a really bad spot. And they're like, oh no, we like your wife. We like you guys. You've always been up front. I said, so what's the problem then? What exactly is the problem? If you like us, what's the problem? Why couldn't you come and just talk to us?
Right.
I said, you didn't have to confront my wife like that. You confront both of us. Mm-hmm. And then I said, look, when it all came, we had a discussion, and when it was all said and done, I said to them, look, I can't promise that I ain't gonna spank my children because that's just not in my DNA.
Right.
But I will try my best to talk and to punish in the way that you guys like it to be done.
Right.
But there's only so much I can take, and after a certain time, it's I just can't. I can't promise you that that's gonna happen.
Right.
And it was like, well, you know, you really. I said, I understand what you're saying, but that's I got whoopings when I was a kid, and I turned out fine. I got spanks.
Yeah.
I got, you know.
I did
issues.
not like getting whoopings by my mom. My mom, I know you're listening. My mom,
because women are emotional. She'll just
look,
whip you and keep whooping and whooping and whooping.
My mom had the belt, right? But the way she swing the belt, you just don't never know which part you're gonna get. You could get the Belco.
I don't know what my mom was on, but my mom, I know my mom's used broomsticks, extension cords.
Yeah,
and it wasn't really abusive. She just picked up the first thing she could find. But I still love you,
Mom. But you
know
what? I love my mama for that because it taught me so much, you know, to be respectful, you know. And so my cousin Marilyn said, she said, we were told to call the police, and when they come, you're leaving with them, and you're not coming back here.
That's right. That's what right. I said. You call the police. Go ahead, call the police and tell them I'm gonna have a bag packed because when you come, I'm leaving with you. And I will not be seeing my family anymore. You'll be putting me in a foster home because my daddy's not going to take me back.
Right.
I'm not, no.
Because I said, look, you go to the foster home.
I said, listen, if you don't like the love that we're giving you, we give you all the love in the world. We hug you, we kiss you, we talk to you, we pray with you. We do everything that father and mother are supposed to do to the best of our ability. If that's not good enough for you, then you go find it somewhere else. I hope you can find the grass is green on the other side. No time is not. But hey, go and try it, see if you want to, and then you can do whatever you want, and you can live your life, and that's one less person, like I said, for me to deal with.
Yep.
And I would not, and I swear I would not sweat no tears, and I would not. Tyler probably cry a little bit, but I won't.
Mama, yes, I obey. You know that I'm a good child. So my cousin Marilyn said, and we got beaters, and I'm fine. See,
exactly.
You see,
yeah, but they don't know that around. They want to talk. And talking is good to a certain point, but, you know, sometimes talking don't, you know, it's like when you hear the same thing over and over again, it just falls on deaf ears. Sometimes I tell people, my children get a yearly reboot. My children get a yearly reboot. They have that time where they go through that time where they just really like, especially now they're getting older, where they just want to like raise up and, you know, puff their chest and be like, I'm an adult. Okay, you're an adult. I'll show you what an adult has to do, and then I have to reboot them, and then then they're all right. Then they're good for a year. All right. But they haven't gotten their yearly reboot in a while. But I call it a yearly reboot, yes. And I'll tell anybody that.
That's right.
I remember I told somebody that, and they looked at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "What? You don't spank your children?" It was like, "No." I was like, "Well, then that's your problem."
Right, and that's the problem.
But
Kevin had said, I'm sorry, all that time out and take things don't always work. Sometimes we need a good old fashioned butt cut. Now that doesn't mean go crazy.
No, that was the thing. I told them this, and Tyler will tell you this. I whip according to age. So, like Pedro, if I gave him a whooping, he would get 5-6 smacks with the belt. And then Sky, she'll probably get 4. And then the baby, because she's a baby, I'll give her 3. It depends. It depends how I'm feeling that day, how upset I am, you know. But I don't whoop like Tyler said. I won't just go in there and start because I always tell you never whoop when you're mad. If you whoop when you're mad, you will definitely injure them or you will definitely hurt them.
Right, definitely.
Never whoop when you're mad. You have to be calm when you give a whooping. You have to be calm when you give a spanking.
Right, and that goes to what Kevin said. Unfortunately, some people go a little crazy, and it's not child abuse, although it happens from that 20% that does.
It does, right. So I'm the type that I give a control spanking.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna control. That's what I'm gonna call it, a control spanking. Mm-hmm. So I give that control spanking. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when they doing something, they know they're gonna get a spanking. Hey, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna just go crazy. I'm gonna take my time, take a breath, and then I'm gonna handle my business, and then I'm gonna move on.
Right.
And then, you know, Ty will give him a hug, and oh, we love you. I don't believe in that. I believe when you get whooping, you go over there for a minute. I'll come back and talk later, maybe the next day, and say, look, this is why I gave you the whooping. Do you understand?
No, yes, my daddy used to tell us the same day he give us a whooping.
Now let it simmer a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
Now let it simmer.
Come on. And my daddy, he was quiet.
Because the thing about it is that, you know what? Just because you whip just because you give your child a spanking does not. When you raise your children to know that because you give them a spanking doesn't mean you don't love them.
Right.
See, that's the problem. People do that because then they say, "Oh, I gotta let them know I still love them." No, I
Right.
love them. That's why I gave you the spanking.
Yeah, point blank.
So they know why I gave them the spanking. So I don't have to go back and then reiterate, "Oh, I love you." I'm doing this because I'm trying to make you a better person. I'm trying to
Right.
make you a better adult, a better young person, a better teenager. I'm trying to make you better so that you won't make the same mistakes that I made.
Right.
So that's why I do this.
Well, even the Bible says spare the rod, so I don't
Exactly.
see nothing wrong with that. But Calvin had said, "Listen, my boys, I talk and then I explain why they get in the butt cut."
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Explain it. But then I don't need to go back and because I feel like if you go back and
Someone had to play the bad cop.
well, yeah, I feel like if you go back and you have to, oh, him, give me a hug, I love you. It's like you're babying them, and I want them to learn that there's consequences
For your
to your
actions.
actions.
Yeah.
You make your bed, you lie in it. So if you know you're doing something, you keep on doing it, and then you get punished for that action. There's a reason why you're being punished. So
Yeah.
you can't turn around and say, oh, I still love you. I love you either way.
Right.
From all the other upbringing that you have that
Right.
we love you. So that's why we're doing this. We're doing this out of love.
Right.
So you know what? Deal with it.
Right.
But that's just my opinion.
I agree with that.
And I say that all views expressed on this show are just our opinion.
That's it.
Just want to make sure I put that out there.
Everybody may not do what we do.
Yeah. So, you
You
know,
know.
like I said, if you have an issue, you can email us at thegoddessministry@gmail.com.
And we would be happy to answer all of your questions.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah.
But that's the difference with the different cultures that we have going up in the past 16 years of our marriage. From New York to Alabama to Huntsville to Bermuda to the UK.
Right.
Our kids are blessed in that sense that they have been allowed. I think
Hi, Corey.
I tell people all the time that if you allow I firmly believe in letting your kids go out and see the world in the sense of not like taking, but like don't let your children go out by themselves. But I'm
Right.
talking about like in the sense of like if you have an opportunity to take them somewhere to take them and let them view
Explore, yeah.
other different cultures and ethnicities because it allows them. I think our children, because of all the moving we have done and now we're settled so far, it has allowed them to be more diverse and able to adjust to different people and different ways of life. So it allows them to understand that everybody's the same type of person. We all bleed red. It's
Right.
they're not going to be, talking bad about one person or this person because everybody's the same to them. They don't see color.
Right.
And because I think part of the
And
problem
that's
in the
one
UK,
thing I love about our kids.
I think one thing about the UK too is that some people out here, unfortunately, they've only seen one color, and everything else has been on TV, and sometimes TV desensitizes
Right.
the person into thinking that something that is not, or they already have a preconception about how a person is because they're black or because they're Asian or because they're white or because they're Chinese or whatever.
Right.
They already have this is how they're going to be because this is what I've seen on TV.
Right.
And I think because our children have been able to be in different cultures, they don't look at people that way. They just look at people as a boy and a girl.
Right.
And that's how they look at it. They don't look at it another way. They don't judge anybody in that way. That's how we are. We don't judge anybody. If somebody does something, we're not like, oh, I can't believe they did that. Because
Right.
trust me, I'm the last one to be throwing stones
Right.
at anybody. So I think that's part of growing as you're raising your children. You want to raise your children the way that you want them to be raised, the way that you was raised. Or if you was not raised in the best way, raise them the opposite way. Raise them in a way that will make them what's the word? A person.
Yeah. A well-rounded person.
A well-rounded person. But no, I'm thinking become a productive person in
Right.
society.
Right. Right.
And then they can also handle the different types of things. In a way, I'm glad the thing happened with Pedro with the racism because it allowed him as a young black man to realize what he will be encountering as he gets older.
Yeah.
Because let's be real here, as a black man, I encounter racism every day to this day, even at work.
And it's
when
more
I go to
undertone
people,
here in the UK.
it's very
though.
undertone. When I go here, I can see how people look at me or how they talk to me.
Right.
And then when I talk to them and then I start joking around, or I'll just say something silly or a thing, and you can see the whole attitude just change. I can see that whole demeanor just change towards me, and like, oh, well, maybe it's not so bad after all. And then they feel more comfortable, especially when I go to homes, because sometimes it's older white women, sometimes it's older white men. It doesn't matter, man or woman. They sometimes just have a conception of who's this big black man knocking on my door.
Right.
I understand that, so it doesn't bother me. So I just be polite as I always am. I just be the same person that you are at all times. Don't change yourself. Don't change to better somebody. You know what? And it even goes, if you're racist, then just continue to be a racist. That way,
Right.
at least you be consistent. Be consistent in what you are. Mm-hmm. If you're a son of a gun who is just mean all the time, I mean, that's who you are. Just be mean. I don't chastise anybody to be different. Don't change your way of life to accommodate somebody else. Stay who you are. Stay true to yourself.
Right.
And that's why we try to teach our children to be just true to themselves, and everything that they do, to do it with the help of the Lord first. And we always tell them, what would Jesus do, or how would Jesus handle this situation?
Right.
And that's how I want you to handle it. I want you to react and do things the way that God will want you to do it.
Right.
Not the way we want you to do it, but the way
Right.
God will want you to do it. Mm-hmm. And
We
then
basically like, look, if you fear God, and you know what I mean, and you love His word, then you'll want to do right.
That's right. And that's how we think.
And Kelvin said 90% of children love you more when you discipline them.
Oh, yeah.
They know you love them and won't allow them to run amok.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a prime example of that, only because you had a mother and a father your whole life.
Yeah.
We forgot to bring that up.
Yeah.
We were supposed to talk that in the beginning. You had a mother and your father your whole life, so you had that stability.
Yeah.
I grew up with a single mom who worked a lot and struggled, and I used to see the pain and the anguish that she had. And I grew up with nothing but women.
Yeah.
My life until about 14, when my mother married my stepfather, who I call my father, and he raised me. And trust me, the first 3 years of that was rough.
Yeah.
That man,
He didn't play no game.
he didn't play no games. He was from Evergreen, Alabama, which is the deep, deep, deep South.
Yeah.
And he did not play that. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. No, yes, ma'am. I
Right.
mean, I had punishments of where I had to wash dishes for the whole year. Okay? Where I the only one that washed dishes for the whole year. Not once, but twice, I think I had that. He was that type of person.
Right.
So, but I didn't like him at first because of that. But as I got older, I realized that he was just molding me to be a better person and a better
Right.
man for my
Right.
children.
Right.
And I've been able to pass that on to my children. He was always upfront with me. He never told me no lie. He never did something and then explained why he was doing it.
Right.
He also told me the importance of working hard, which I was already a hard worker.
Right.
But he told me the importance of working hard. But more than anything else, he just told me he just taught me discipline, and also the time to punish and the time not to punish.
Right.
The first couple of years, like I said, he punished me sometimes unjustly. I feel still to this day, and I will stand by it.
Tina said, yes, Daddy didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't. But even, that's a funny thing. And that's my sister Tina. As he got older, he didn't discipline them like he disciplined us. My sister Sherelle and I were mad at Justin and Tina because they got it easy compared to what we got it. I mean, when they did stuff, my dad was just like, you know what? All right, we're going to work on this and we're going to try to make it better. But with us, man, that man was like a wild boar, just, red, like a bull seeing red sometimes when it came to us, man. Goodness,
man.
he just went off. But as he got older, he did mellow out a little bit. But it's not their fault. They just came a little later on in life.
Yeah.
So,
I think as you get older, it's not as, strong as it would be.
I'm 47. I'm still strong. I'm going to make
I mean,
sure. I don't care if I'm 55.
But your father was much older.
He was 50. Yeah, so he was about
Yeah.
60. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd have been about 60, between 60 and 65 when they was in their teenage years. So, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, by that time, he was just like, I just want to retire and chill out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, unfortunately, like I said. But I just think that, raising children in different cultures, raising your children in the culture that you're in now, I just think that, trying to get my computer back up, this that we just need to be cognizant of the way we raise them and how we raise them, and just always put God first. We always put that in the show. Always put God first.
Yeah.
And always explain to your children. There's no reason to lie to your children or tell them things that is not going to help them in their life. Be honest. We're very affirming for our children, probably to a fault.
But we have to be, because we want to because if we don't and we do something, they'll be like, well, I thought you said.
Well, it's not just that. I think the world and society that we are in today with social media and everything, they can see so much on TV and so much on the internet.
Right.
You can try to control as much as you can, but then
they see more.
They see more stuff at school than they ever seen their whole life, even than what we can tell them.
Right.
Just from those kids that they deal with now, because those kids are bad.
Yeah.
And they see more things in school that we don't even know. They know stuff that we didn't realize they knew about because they learned it from school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I try to be upfront with them about everything, and they know about my past. They know about my ex-girlfriends. They know about my ex-wives. They know about us. They know about.
We're gonna do a show about how when we finally told them that you was married twice before. They was like, "What?
Oh, that can't be that long. It wasn't that long."
Who? Daddy was with other women.
Yeah, but like we said, we just try to be upfront with them. But like I said, when we set out to do this program today, our main purpose was just to maybe help somebody understand of the different cultures that you have, but to
help your children to adapt. Yeah,
help your children to adapt and just hang in there.
Yeah,
and it's okay. It's okay to what's the word? I'm not gonna say it's okay to spank, because I'm not telling anybody go out there and spank your child. We was just talking about what we think is right for our family.
Right.
But and even then we don't spank that often, and we have not spanked in a while. So it's not like we go around spanking every day or every other day, like, okay, time for a spanking, because that's not the case.
Right.
Just in case somebody wants to come and, say, oh, you're abusing your children. No, we don't abuse our children. We show our children nothing but love.
Yeah.
But she wrote a whole.
Yeah. But she basically was just saying, if you use extension cords and stuff like that, that's okay. That's fine. That's abuse. But if you're just doing a little pop and a little, belt, then that's not.
Well, yeah, but back in the day when we grew up, they didn't consider that abuse. The older folks, my age, and even not even Tower's age is not. Tower's generation is no.
No, we got weapons with switches and stuff that you have to go pull off a tree.
No, Tower, you don't. No, that's a switch. That's a piece of bark. I'm talking about back in the day. I'm in my 40s. Where back in the day, and people over 40 in their 50s and 60s will understand. Back in the day, when you got a spanking, your parents picked whatever they can pick up, and if it was an extension cord or a broomstick or whatever, or a frying pan or whatever it was, they picked it up, and that's what they went swinging with. It was like, because back then, as soon as you said, like you say, "Hey, Junior, come here," what? As soon as the T came out the mouth, the next thing they was already cuffed upside the head.
Right.
So so parents, and that's just the way it was back then in that generation.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it was bad, but it was a little bit of abuse in that aspect. As you think about it, it was a little extreme.
My mom said, "Well, you go to jail now, so award them."
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It was, but. That's what I said. But it doesn't mean that we turned out bad. I still turned out okay, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the cooking spoon. You're right. The little wood cooking spoon.
I've used to use those. I've used cooking spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had my own special spoon. That spoon was specifically for that in Bermuda. That spoon wasn't even used for cooking. That spoon was used for spanking. You act up, I'm getting the spoon. As soon as I just take the spoon, put it on the table, and they be like, okay. Yeah, we need to shut up.
My
we
mom
need to be
says
calm.
child abuse.
I don't know. It's not no child abuse. Now no cooking spoon. Child abuse is when you take some yellow books, put it on them, and then spank them so that you don't leave no bruises. That's child abuse. And you all know what I'm talking about, okay? All right. Yeah, thank you. I know you all know what I'm talking about. Not saying that I did that. I'm just saying that we all know what that's about.
Yeah, definitely. That is funny.
But anyway, like I said, but like I said, our children are just funny, man, because they just so 3 different children, 3 different personalities,
I was
3
just about
different,
to say that. Yeah,
3 different
temperaments.
3 different. It's hard work. I have to deal with my wife already, and then I got to deal with the kids.
Because you got Pedro the oldest. He more passive, like, and then you got Sky. Well, you just never know where she gonna come. She be like a firecracker.
Yeah, she's all in vinegar.
Yeah, and then you got Kaya. Well, she just inquisitive. She just like.
No, she's very sneaky.
She's very sneaky.
That girl's sneaky. That girl,
you have to watch her.
Yeah, because she knows more than what she lets on. Mm-hmm. She act like she don't know, but she do know. And then she'll say something. You're like, wait a minute, what? Like, what did she just say? What did she just do?
Right.
And she, like brushing her teeth. That girl know how to brush her teeth, but yeah, she wants me to brush her teeth every night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you're 7 years old. You know how to brush your own teeth. Brush your teeth.
Yeah.
I need some help, Daddy.
I just think she just want the assistance from us. That's sometimes the kids they do extra stuff just to get attention from the parent. So that's all it is.
Whatever.
That's all it is.
I got enough on my plate. When you start getting a certain age, you need to fend for yourself.
My mom said, different. What she said? Different. Who are they like? They got a touch of both of us, I would say.
No. Pedro is like you. Pedro is very emotional and very, not sensitive, but just very in touch with, like, like other people's feelings. And then he will bend over backwards to make somebody happy.
Yeah.
Sky would do it to an extent, but she's like me, because that's how I am. I would do it to an extent, you know what? But after a while, I'm just like, you know what, whatever, leave me alone. And like, she'll just, once Sky's the type that once she cuts you off, you're off.
Yeah.
She's not. I'm not going back to you. She's not going back to the person. She's not going to be like thing. Now Kaya, I honestly don't know who Kaya's like, because Kaya's such a weird child.
We still learning Kaya right now.
Yeah, because even case in point, she just likes to be like, just now she's been down twice talking about her glasses are lost, and she knows we're doing the program, but she's been sneaking down twice or 3 times already talking about her glasses. But any other time, she don't care about her glasses being not on her face. But now all of a sudden, because we're doing the program, she's like, where are my glasses? I can't find my glasses, Daddy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, get out of here, go. Like, so Kaya's just, she likes attention, but she likes to be left alone too. She's definitely the different one. I tell them all the time, she's the funniest of them all.
I would say so.
Yeah, she's the funniest.
Because she do stuff that's so unexpected sometimes.
I'm starting to expect it now. She just has more of a cutback remark to herself.
Right.
If you say something to her, she's more apt to respond faster.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro is corny. He won't respond. His response would be just very thing. But Kai would respond generically, like instantaneously, like boom.
Right.
Sky will too, but Sky sometimes won't say anything, because Sky sometimes goes into a shell.
Yeah.
And that's you.
Yeah.
Where she don't want to talk, and something's bothering her, but she won't say what's bothering her.
Sometimes it take a while to get it out of her.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like, look, I know because you acting different. You need to just say what you got to say. Come on. Kevin said, hello, he is a counselor talking about Pedro now. Like me and Dad, LOL. That's just who we are, loving, caring people. That's true. Pedro is a caring little boy.
Kevin knows more than everything about me. That's for another discussion.
Yeah, he will. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, they definitely, one thing I will say about all 3 of them, they are loving, caring people.
They are.
We see a homeless person in the street, they want to give them food or they want to give them money. I'm like, look, we can't give everybody money. Like, goodness great, like we can't give it to everybody. We can give it to some, but not to everybody.
Right.
But they will give the last thing off they will give the shirt off their back to somebody if they need to.
They would.
They are very good kids.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise for that, I mean, is there anything? What else did we talk about? Everything we set out to talk about?
Yeah, I think we did. Oh, it was just one incident where Sky, she had a recent incident, remember? Was the girl supposed to have been her friend? that they left primary school with, and she started high school.
Oh, well, yeah.
You
What she
remember
said,
that?
she,
The girl had told Sky, because told Sky, even though they had been close friends up until they started high school together here. And so one day when Sky got to school, she was like, Sky, I need to talk to you. We can't be friends in public, but we have to be friends in private. And Sky was like, why? Why we got to be, friends in private? She was like, you know what? If we got to be friends in private, I don't want to be your friend. I'm done. So Sky walked away from her, and the girl got mad and cursed at her. And so I was like, Sky, you know what? God showed you who she was. She's not your true friend. So Sky handled herself. I'm glad she didn't let it bother her. Or, she had an incident before in primary school that I think really strengthened her in that sense.
I forgot about that, yeah.
That she ain't got to worry about, because I tell my kids all the time, not everybody going to be your friend.
What an incident. The girl, she befriended somebody who turned out to be a little...
Yeah, she was obsessed with Sky.
Yeah, obsessed, to the point that Sky was like, look, we can't be friends no more because you're really overreacting. And so then the girl turned into anger towards Sky, and it really hurt Sky's feelings and her whole being. But she got through that, and I think this allowed her, when this situation happened, she was just like, all right, cool, we cut. No, we're no longer friends.
Right.
She was like, I told her, if you're not my friend in public, you can't be my friend in private.
Right.
So just because you want to be friends with somebody else, because it seemed like the other girls didn't like her. Because Sky is very low. She's very outspoken.
Right.
And lovable, and she's always got a joke. She jokes too much sometimes. Sometimes you just say, look, you need to relax.
Like,
you
need
cut it back, please. You need to stop.
Yeah.
You need to learn when to stop. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about her. So she's always got a positive attitude most of the time about things.
Right.
She does get a little in
her feelings.
Sometimes, because she doesn't like to disappoint us.
She don't.
So as soon as we say something to her,
Kevin, she is like her father.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. I don't like to disappoint either.
So Kevin has said your wife came into your life and made you a better person. I congratulate her.
Oh, definitely.
Salute.
Oh, definitely. Salute. Yeah,
salute,
16 years, baby. Definitely. Todd definitely changed my life. She made me definitely a better person. It was God.
It was God.
As I said in last episode, my testimony. That's why I was in a bad spot. Todd took me out of the depths, out that hole, and brought me out and let me see the light, and taught me how to love and how to behave and how to respond to people and how to talk to people. I mean, I had over the years from other times, been taught, but I just was so stubborn to listen. But oh no, I give Todd all the credit for the man I am today, for sticking by me, by everything that we went through, and for just hanging in there, because a lot of women would have been peace out, and I'm out.
I mean, I could have been that woman, but I had said, God never gave me the feeling to leave you, or I even never had the thought of divorce.
So why we spend that money for all the trips that you took?
Because sometimes in marriage you need space.
Now we need space.
No, I'm just saying sometimes what we was going through, we had to work a lot of things out. We had to think things through, and make decisions. And
so now when I want space, I can get space?
No, because even when I went back home, my mom had told me, she said, Tara, what you gonna do?
You didn't answer my question. I said, so now when I want space, can I have space?
I give you space.
No, you don't.
Anyway, so my mom was like,
why you don't come and talk to me?
Get it back to what I was saying. My mother was like, are you going to go back to him or are you going to stay? And I said, Mom, I'm going to go and see how it works out. And, and if it were, I don't know if things going to get better if I don't go and try. So that's testimony 2, part 2, that we'll talk about later on. But, but if you haven't watched our first testimony, you can always go back on YouTube, Facebook, Podcast, Apple, or Google Podcasts, Spotify.
Sky's on the thing right now.
Stitcher.
Do you know Sky's on there now?
Yeah, she's on there. Hi, Sky. She sent up the smiley face.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'm really happy that my mom encouraged me to work on my marriage, because to see my parents together as long as they was until my father passed. My mom stood in there with him through the good and bad, and I think that's what helped me to stick in so long with you, because I saw how my parents, even though not a lot of days was good, and they had some good and bad days. I still saw them work things out. And of course, we didn't know a lot of things that went on in private because my parents didn't discuss a lot of things in front of us. But when things did get heavy, we didn't see that much part, but I did see them working it out. So I'm like, if my parents can do it, then I can do it. You can't walk away when things get hard, and things got hard for us. Then Peter.
Oh yeah. I'm listening. I'm just listening to you talk.
So that was the thing, and I love the fact that my mother is such a strong woman, and she's a very outspoken person, and I get a lot of my ways from her.
Oh, you're definitely your mother's child.
And my mom was like, and I love that about my mother because it helped me to be the woman that I am today, and to see how strong my mom is even now. And I miss her. I miss you, Ma. Just so you know,
stop it.
I miss my mother. She's
about
listening.
How you miss people.
But anyway, I'm just saying, when you have that
her.
type of a model from your parents that's modeling that type of lifestyle to you, you're able to then put that into your life and into your, into your marriage.
That's true. Totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that note,
thank you guys for hanging in here with us.
Thank you guys for hanging in and for commenting. I hope you'll be willing to come back again next week. We'll be back on the same time at 7 o'clock UK
same
time.
Same place.
Same time, same place, same channel. We are on, how do you want to end? I guess we could say, just try to raise your children to the best of your ability.
Right. And put God
Nobody's
first.
perfect.
Always pray with them. Sorry.
Stop cutting me off.
I'm so sorry.
Like I cut you off too.
I'm so sorry.
I can't say. No, it's
always
okay.
pray with them.
Keep talking.
Okay. So always pray with your children, no matter what, And I'm always the type of person when my kids doing something, I'm like, God looking at you. So He ain't hurting me. So whatever you're doing, you best believe God sees all and knows all. So my mama used to do that to us all the time, and that used to kind of make me think, oh, I got to, do better. But yeah, pray with your children, talk to them, communicate with them. Don't shut down all communication. Get to know who they are. And I think the pandemic has also given us a chance to get to know who our families are, our children are. It's given us an opportunity when we home to sit and talk to them and, and just, like I said, get to know them. Build that relationship.
As best as you can.
As much as you can.
Yeah. Some children are just stubborn. They don't want to do it, but
right.
Try your best to build that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And don't spare the rod. Sometimes it's okay. Just don't, go crazy.
Yes, Kevin. Yeah.
But we want to thank you all again. Like I said, you can watch a rebroadcast of this program on YouTube and Facebook.
That's right.
On the Tower Songbird Goddard, or on our YouTube channel, which is the Goddard Ministry. We also are on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, because my wife has gone absolutely bananas with putting it all over the place.
So we have it on Google Podcasts.
Google. I said Amazon. Google Podcasts. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Google
we have on
Podcasts.
Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We have it on all those locations.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be working on something to get on other platforms in the future. And also, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies.
Yeah.
To watch. We don't mind. We like the more people, the merrier to watch.
Yeah.
Because our whole goal of doing this is to help to heal ourselves more than anything first.
Definitely.
But then also to help somebody out there that may be going through the same thing that we're going through, and maybe get a different perspective or a different view of how things are done.
Right.
Also, I'll be remiss to say that we also do accept donations.
We do.
$1, £1, 50p or 50 cents.
All the information is here on the screen.
Yeah, all the information is on the screen. Cash App Goddess Land and Goddess Ministry for PayPal.
That's right.
Or if not, you can always email us and we can give you more information.
Yep.
Which is the Goddard's Ministry at gmail.com. I think I said that about 4 times already.
Yep.
But anyway, like I said, and it's more to help us with our ministry. Because as you all know, we also will be spending our platform with singing, with Tower singing, and maybe some other more spoken words or some more other things going on.
Right.
And it costs money. So we're trying our best to do the best we can. and with what we have. God always blesses us, so when God blesses us, we try to bless somebody else.
Oh, Kevin,
So,
my heroes.
yeah, we're just trying to yo, Kevin, you're my hero, man.
Definitely.
I always want to tell you that you're my hero because what you done, bro. You know what I'm talking about. You're my hero. I commend you for what you have done and where you're going, and I just wanted to say that to you.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to tell you
To a friend of ours.
to a friend of ours,
Kelvin in New York.
to an old friend of ours.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have many friends, but he's
Yeah.
definitely a friend.
True. And in this
Yeah.
life, you don't have many friends, but
Yeah, we
When
don't
God-
talk much, but
right. But
Only
when
because
God
of-
put you
because
in
they-
that circle of people, it don't matter if you talk to them a lot or not.
it's not
You do.
not because of that. It's because we just the
Right.
time difference. I'm in the UK,
Right.
he's in the US,
Right.
and everything like that. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, though that's my boy right there,
Yeah.
boy for life. He always got my back and always got his.
Right.
So if he needs anything, he know I got him.
Right.
But on the sense of just want to say, thank you again, and like I said, help us out if you can. If you can't, just keep watching by helping. That can help us out too. But just keep watching,
Right.
and hopefully you will be blessed. And we just want to say thank you so much for everything that you have done, and
And please
watching
subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe and like. And like I said, tell
We're
your
trying to build
friends,
our
tell your
subscribers
family,
up.
and tell your enemies.
Oh, right. TikTok. My sister said, hey, Shara, she's on. She said, don't forget TikTok. Calvin said that too. Yeah, TikTok. I got to see about that.
TikTok's only 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We had remember we watched the program
Oh,
yesterday.
right.
They was
Right.
talking about that.
Maybe we could do some small vids. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too much work. I already have enough stuff to do. I'm here trying to
I
add
love
more.
you too, cousin.
Trying to do all this work.
I love everyone that's listening and watching.
I don't love everyone, but I do love most of you.
Yes, you do. God said love everyone.
Yes, as I love you. I know I got you. Okay. So on that note, we just want to say thank you again. You all have a good week.
Blessings to you guys.
Blessings and love from the Goddards.
From the Goddard.
Real and Raw
Real
talk
and
show.
Raw.
And we will holler at you next week.
That's right. We'll holler at you guys next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
Love you.
Love you guys. Later.